let's get out and explore like Rivian. Yes, can Rivian be that company that goes from crash and burn up to zero? Let's go from zero to hero. Neo, like Neo, similar company, Xpeng, and they're all trying to get to profitability. Can this company become a $1 trillion company? Yes. Can Rivian become the next $1 trillion company out there? Well, we're going to find out right here, right now at Barry Charles, as you get exclusive look at electric vehicles that are no longer the future. They are the present. And within the next decade, they will be the #1 selling car worldwide. Rivian could be part of this revolution and positioned to be a potential serious contender. How does it go from serious contender to #1? Well, you've come here to find out. That's why, if you listen to the rest of the video, you will find out how they get to profitability as their pursuit of journey of joining the $1 trillion club. But the question remains is, can they get there? Profitability is the big thing here. In this episode, I will discuss 4 critical factors that Rivian must focus on to advance their chances of getting the impossible dream of a $1 trillion company. First, we will look at the scalability of the production side. How can they get more efficiency there? How can they do that? Number 2, expand to global markets. Just like Tesla and BYD, can they be the next? Advanced batteries and charging technologies and strengthen their brand loyalty and beyond to the future for Rivian to be the next $1 trillion company. So what we'll do at the end of the video as well, we'll look at what sort of revenue they need to get to, net profit, the deliveries, what sort of numbers do they need to get to in terms of vehicle numbers to become the top of the crop. If they want to be the next $1 trillion company, they got to be the ace in the management team, and that's where they're going to work. Well, yes, welcome to Barry Charles, guys and gals. Let's get into it. Let's explore Rivian. What can Rivian do to go from the bottom to the top? Let's get to it. Yes, what are the 4 critical factors in terms of growth? Well, let's go. First off, let's have a look at what Rivian can do right now. What is happening in their product efficiency line? Well, first of all, they're doing a great start with the R1T trucks, and the R1S SUVs production is going quite well for them. But supply chain disruption has really hurt their growth. So, to reach the $1 trillion mark, what valuation, how do they do it? Well, first of all, they got to focus on manufacturing expansion. Yes, build more production plants in the US as well as in Europe and Asia and other markets to meet the demand. Yes, they got to fly in and get to the top of the food chain. They need to partner up with long-term partnerships for cobalt and lithium, nickel, ensuring that their future is safe. But they also got to look at other ways to find new technologies as well and try to be the lead of the game to go away from raw materials. If they can do it, then well done to them. They also got to find a way to cost reduce. What ways can they do that? Automation, 3D printing, so get rid of you as the worker and have more automation in the computer sense. That is where everyone's going, and unfortunately there's a lot of people losing their jobs in that sort of market. Currently Rivian, so that's their part. But yeah, what is Rivian doing in terms of global expansion, the footprint in the global? That's the second thing up here in this video we're going to look at is Rivian. How can they expand their global footprint? Because at the moment they're just pretty much in North America and that's about it. There's significant growth in new regions they really need to work on, including Europe, where EVs are selling faster than hotcakes. They're flying like McDonald's burgers. They're absolutely just flying out the window. That's where you need to be if you want to be the top of EV. Europe is the big place to be at the moment. But also looking at Southeast Asia and the Middle East. So there's a lot of work for Rivian to do in terms of where they could go into the future. getting a more affordable car as well would be a good thing as well for Rivian. Rivian already have a partnership with Amazon and their global logistics training with vehicles going with Rivian, and will continue to do that. But can they get into other big companies in the same thing and scale electric vehicle production there? Can they join other forces with like the likes of Meta to get involved? I doubt it when they're competing, they won't want to be going with the same company. But this is an option for them to go to the next level. Third on the list of critical factors where they could potentially go, woohoo, ka-ching, the Rivian revolution to $1 trillion, is advanced batteries and charge technology. So the charge technology part is pretty simple, folks. They need to get more supercharging stations out like Tesla and grow the market there. In terms of the battery side, well, they are way, way behind in the battery side, in my opinion, compared to the likes of Neo, who have a great battery system there, which is helping them evolve, but they are struggling with profitability. Same with Rivian. But the solid slate battery is what's next in the generation of batteries at the moment. Longer lasting, higher energy, faster charging, and improved safety. So that's where all the battery market is going. Can they find a way to be more in the sustainable space? That's where the battery world is looking at. Can they find ways to get away from cobalt and that? As I mentioned before, if they can do that, they can be number 1 on the list. Number 4 on the list, yes, their brand. This is probably a weak point in a way. They do, you understand it's an adventure sort of based vehicle for the outdoors, but I think they just need to ramp it up a bit more. And they also got to go for the ladies out there, you understand? Like there's some ladies that are into that stuff, but there's not a lot. They really got to push to look at a lady sort of vehicle as well. They obviously have SUV, but in terms of the marketing side, that's where they're lacking and something they need to do. So they do have that unique product offering, which is a way to how they can do this with their outdoor adventure sort of vehicles, which there is a few companies out there that have that trademark, but they just their trademark for electric vehicles. It can be a niche market for Rivian and potential for them to grow the business that way. Expanding software and connectivity is also what they need to do, and enhancing their car technology clearly with advanced AI-powered systems. It's clearly what Rivian need to do in terms of where they need to go. And what about this one, folks? Yes, this is another one on the list here. How do they expand and improve their customer service to be the number 1 dogs in the which is a big thing in the car service industry. In the car service industry, is they employ the wrong staff, all these sleazy salesmen that works for people that are not smart, but you are smart, and are not easily persuaded. If you are intelligent, understand what you want, that you need the right people involved in getting the sale done. There is a world for that salesman to be there, because some people struggle to make decisions, but in terms of the real smart people, they know what they want, the price they want. You want to find a bargain out there, and Rivian could be the bargain. What else do I see? Yeah, so prioritizing customer service will keep for longer, hopefully potential lifetime customers. That is what Rivian needs to get to be the next Tesla, BYD. Well, what is happening in the actual figures, folks? To be $1 trillion company, Rivian, what do they actually need to do? Well, let's look at the current figures. In the third quarter of 2024, Rivian had a loss. Yeah, total revenue was 874 positive million, with over 10,000 vehicles sold, but a net loss of 1.1 billion. With the whole year being 50,000 vehicles sold. So there is a lot of work for Rivian to do to really push up their numbers if they want to be up with the big boys. If they want to get to $1 trillion company, they need to get to revenues of $200 billion. With also the net profit being at least 20,000 to 30,000 at least billion, sorry, 20 to 30 billion at least. And also getting the vehicles up to at least 2 million a year to get up to that sort of $1 trillion mark. So there's a long way to go in that process for them to be up there with the top dogs. So is it plausible for Rivian to be able to be a $1 trillion company? In my humble opinion, I very much doubt it, that they'll get there. Will they get to profitability? That's the $1 million question for them. They've really struggled with their profitability side of things, as a lot of EV companies are doing as they try to push into the space. And how many will survive? BYD and Tesla are the two main ones, and then there's a whole lot of companies, current companies as well as all new EV companies that are trying to get in that space. But it's the cash burn. They got to cut down their cash burn, get that going for Rivian to be the stock for you. I hope you liked this video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. So that's Barry Charles for another episode, and I'll be back with a video twice a week for you on this channel. Have an awesome day out there.